What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to be getting into the charts. Guys, let me know if you guys want me to still go over the markets on the Bitcoin video, or do you want me to do separate videos for traditional markets? We are going to take a look at the DXY first, then we're going to take a look at the 10-year yield in this video, and then we're going to take a look at some Elliott wave counts from macro to micro in Bitcoin. Definitely stick around for the whole video. Make sure you guys take a second out, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Will this pump continue, or is this over? Now, depending on traditional markets, if you guys watched my video from 2 weeks ago, I'll leave it up top about the wick-off method, or the wick-off distribution. We talked about that 2 weeks ago, and I showed you that. So if the markets pump, that's what we can look for. But in the macro, that's still not bullish for the bottom being in. As you guys know, I don't think the bottom's in. I think we're going to go between 35 and 9,700, somewhere in that range for the bottom. I was calling in October, but remind you, I called that 2 years ago, back on December 2nd, 2021. If I am off by a couple months, what's the big deal? We still make lower lows, but it could still happen in October, and I'll show you why in these videos, or in this video. So I hope you guys had a fabulous weekend. Happy Monday. Let's get into the charts. So looking at the DXY, you guys know I'm super bullish on the DXY. Everybody was calling it dead here. Look at it now. Pumping. Obviously, we're going to have corrections. Now, if we look here, remember I said our support in the bullish case for Bitcoin, the bearish case for DXY, our support would be somewhere around here at the 0.382 fib is 105. Let's just say 105, right? It would also line up with the daily 55 EMA. Let's look at our measured move from here. So in the big case, we get up to these levels here, 120, 122 range. But we'll take a look at what's going on. So let's say we're going to get a correction here. This is going to be an ABC, right? If we put, this is the bullish case for Bitcoin, although I think we're in the bearish case still. And when I say bullish case, I don't mean new all-time highs. I mean wick-off distribution or redistribution, that video I showed you at the beginning, or I left up top. So anyways, as of right now, if this is an ABC, the 1-to-1 extension would get us down to that 105, this being an ABC, meaning a little more upside for Bitcoin, little more upside for traditional markets, but a very hard drop coming. As you guys know, I've been talking about this for 2 years. I think we are witnessing the biggest money grab in history, meaning they're going to pull out people's money out of the markets by selling their stocks, just like selling Bitcoin, taking all the bullish people's money. Now, something I wanted to talk about real quick, like BlackRock, right? So when something like that fails, not saying it's going to fail, but when something like that fails and the stocks crash, they think everybody loses money. That is incorrect. The people that sold on all them people made a crap ton of money because they took people's money. Now look at the market as a whole, the biggest money grab in history. There are going to be people making massive amounts of money by taking all the losers' money. I do believe this is coming in a big way, bigger than 2008. I've been talking about it for 2 years. I'm going to continue talking about it because I think it's very true. Again, all this is my opinion. None of this is financial advice. But guys, the markets tell a story. Let's look at the 10-year yield. We broke out of our major resistance here. This resistance was 10 years old. We broke out, tested it for support, got support. Now we have another trend line up here, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. But breaking out of this rising or falling broadening wedge, right? We take a measured move of that. That gives us the target of around 7%. I talked about this last year. I posted this chart talking about where we could be headed. I still think we're going to be heading up into these ranges. Another thing I've been saying, this market has not bottomed until we see U.S. 30-year mortgages above 10%, well above 10%. I do believe we're going to head there also. But let's take a look at one other thing before we go into Bitcoin. Looking at this chart, we're going to show you this here. This being a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. What would the measured move of that inverse head and shoulders be? Well, we take the longest point of the head right here. We bring it out. If we do breakout up here, this gives us a target of about 8.2, 8.3%. I do believe, guys, we are going to see these. And when this breaks here and tests for support, it's going to be a moonshot. Be careful. And this is a story, tells you the story that something very bad is coming in the markets. I don't know what it is. Could be war, could be banks collapse, could be many, many things. Either way, there will be a reason. Some call it a black swan, but the charts show a black swan before they happen. If you watched my videos back in 2020, before the big thing happened in March, we were calling that. If you look the day before, if you go back, look up the times, I'm not sure, look up the times the day before Luna collapse, I did a live stream literally the day before, about 12 hours, calling for a massive drop. I didn't think it was going to go as far as it did. I gave my targets, but I did say there was a massive drop. It's all in the charts, guys. If you guys are interested in trading before we get into Bitcoin, definitely check out Prime XBT. They do sponsor the channel. You can trade traditional markets, crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, all from one exchange. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. We'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. Link in the description below. Check them out. All right, so let's take a look. This is the chart I put on the thumbnail right here, right? We had a higher high right here before a big, huge collapse. Same thing here. We're just making a mini version right here. This 28K, I believe, was just like 48K was up here, guys. I do think a massive drop's coming. I have not changed my opinion. I don't flip bullish to bearish to new all-time highs to new lows every other video. I post what I think on the thumbnails. I don't give you a bunch of clickbait garbage. It's not about views. It's about trying to help people on this channel, right? So could I be wrong and it go to new all-time highs? Of course. But nothing has changed in these charts that I've been showing you for 2 years of why this is all going to happen. Remember back here, we called this top. Over here, I told you the top was in right around 62,000 once we dropped. And that was on December 2nd, 2021. People called me crazy, said 20,000 would never break. It broke. They're saying it again. I'm pretty sure it'll break again. You can see right here the hidden bearish divergence on this 48K run. You can see the hidden divergence on the 28K run. Now, people say, now this is why I still say it's possible in October, right? Which I called 2 years ago, mind you. So if it's off by even a couple months, we're still good. But right here, I wanted to show you guys this. A lot of people haven't been around a long time, or they just have forgetful, selective memory or whatever. But in 10 days right here, we dropped 32,000 in 10 days, guys, 10 days. Right here, Bitcoin, this is the daily chart. Bitcoin was at 59.6. There is 10 daily candles right here. That got us down to 29.9. Is that right? Yeah, 29.9. From 59, so 30,000. Sorry, I said 32. I don't know where I got that. But anyways, in 10 days, it dropped $30,000, guys. In 10 days. 10 days. So if you think this thing can't crash hard, you got a lot to learn, man. It's going to be ugly, guys, in my opinion. So here's a macro Elliott wave, 5-wave structure, right? And we've talked about this. The only way to invalidate this would be for wave 4 to break wave 1, which is around that 32.9. Yeah, 32.9, right in that range. If it breaks that, then this would be invalidated. But until then, it's still looking like just another big crash coming. So here's two counts that we could possibly be in now for a 5-wave structure down, for this being a B, and a C wave, right? So this is the 4-hour chart. One of the counts in yellow, the third wave, gets us all the way down to around 10,000, get a bounce back up to maybe 17, and then continuation down all the way to that 35 to $4,000 range, 3,500 to 4,000. And then we have the blue count. That one gets us right to 9,700, which is just tagging this long-term trend line down here. So them are the two counts there. Let's zoom in a little bit and look for any divergence. Now, if we stay closing down here, right? Let's put the RSI up here. You can see from this high to this high, we're making a higher high. Now, we could still make one more higher high and break this one and still make hidden bearish divergence, right? But let's take a look at this. So from that high to that high, you're making lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. That's hidden bearish divergence. Now, we could go all the way from this high here. Let's move this over. So we could still get another bump up, right? Right here. The RSI could go a little bit higher, making more hidden bearish divergence. So if we have not topped out here, I think we're going to top out fairly quickly. Now let's look at this rising broadening wedge right here in the white trend lines. If we take a measured move, if we were to, let's look at the bullish case, right? So if we were to break out here in the next day or so and break above this trend line, which is currently around 28,850, what would that target be? That target would be somewhere in the 33.3 range, which would invalidate that macro chart, right? That I just showed you. But what would it do if we broke down? It might take a little bit longer to break down. But remember, guys, every time Bitcoin has one of these pumps, if you look at it in the big picture, it feels huge. But look, it's literally nothing. It's just a little blip right here. See this little guy right here? Just a little blip. All right. So if we were to break down, where would that target be? In a rising broadening wedge, right? That'd get us somewhere around 19.5, somewhere in that range. Look at that. It lines up perfectly with this over here. And then we're probably going to get bounces. Now, guys, this doesn't go down in a straight line. You're going to get bounces, especially at levels where people think will hold, right? Like 20,000. Probably get a big bounce there. You know, that's what happens. But what happens... Smart people know there's going to be a bounce there, right? So they start selling into the bounce, pushing the price back down. Could let it bounce a little bit more, but, you know, once it gets down to that 20, they're going to obviously not sell at 20. They're going to wait till it bounces above a little bit to get more for it. Usually on even numbers, 20,000, 10,000, you get huge bounces, right? Or huge rejections, depending on which way the market's going. Either way, this is what I'm looking for, guys. We've talked about this for quite a while. Let me zoom in a little bit. But these are my counts. I do believe this will happen unless we break, obviously, the wave 2, which is around 28,630, somewhere in that range. Now, another thing I want to talk about is BNB, guys. This thing is on the verge of collapse, big time. Once we lose this 202, which we've been talking about since... November last year, when I compared FTT to this, we're just bouncing around, just beating on this support here. Probably next time we hit that 202 range, it's going to break. Our next target, measured move, 153. After that, 69. If 69 does not hold for BNB, it's over, in my opinion, for BNB. XRP, same thing. Dime penny stock, guys. Look at these hype. This is yellow hype rally sign. They get wicks to that on the weekly. Last time they could not even wick up that high. White trend line here on the weekly. Never have we opened and closed a candle, open or closed a candle above this white trend line on XRP. Sure enough, court case, hype, got rejected big time. Over here it was XRP is Google's choice for blah, blah, blah. This thing is just the funniest coin ever, and people support this so highly, guys. Them people that are screaming about XRP, some of them probably actually believe that it's going to go somewhere. Most of them, though, are stuck up here, and they're stuck up here just hoping and praying they can get their money back. But they won't tell you that. They'll tell you XRP is the new currency, and it's going to take over the world. The banks are all using it, and blah, blah, blah. I am just so sick of hearing crap about this coin when the charts are very obvious what's going on. So again, guys, be careful out there. Much love. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Do you want me to, kind of put BTC and the traditional markets together, or would you rather I separate them? Or if you have another idea, let me know that in the comments below. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you want daily updates. See you in the next video, guys. Have an awesome Monday, and I'm out.